our mobile devices might actually be black magic. Let me show you why. So if you haven't heard of a black mirror, aka the screens that we all have in our hand and in our TVs and our tablets, everything is a black mirror. And that black display is made out of crystals, LCD, which is a liquid crystal display. That's what LCD stands for. But let's go a little bit deeper into what a black mirror is, okay? So in 1530, Hernando Cortez, in his conquest of Mexico, in the Aztec times, they used black mirrors to conjure visions and make prophecies into the future, as well as obsidian black mirrors were used in the Aztec underworld to communicate with the realm of the dead, aka the spirit world. Very interesting. And it says that John Dee later used these obsidian black mirrors. These have been used for thousands of years, guys, thousands, as a black magic device, and Queen Elizabeth as well, for contacting beings and angels through the mirror. Sounds a little suspicious to me. Now, what can we learn from this? Our phones are constantly being used for biofeedback. It seems like if you've ever used a phone, it almost seems like every time we use a phone, it's communicating back and forth through us, right? Our phones have become, and I don't think it's just AI, I think it goes a little bit deeper. Black mirrors are tools of prophecy, but if one looks too hard into them for too long, madness awaits, and the looker may be consumed by the visions of the possible. That is scary because it kind of relates to what we use these phones for every day. We're constantly scrolling, we're seeing things. The highlight reel of social media has convinced us that this fake dream life that we must live, we must chase money, and it's all because of the devices in our phone programming us, running a program through our brain, creating this desire for money, for hunger, whatever it is, and it's ruining our society. But beyond that, there's something a little bit deeper as well that I want to go into. So there's something called biofeedback, and the way biofeedback works is when we have a thought, our thoughts are being read by our phone and something inside of the phone. And if this is the truth, then it would be astounding. But I myself have had many thoughts before where I'm thinking about toothpaste or something, and then instantly I see toothpaste advertisement, and I didn't say it out loud at all, but something interesting. We have crystals inside of our brain as well, and these crystals receive information. They receive electromagnetic energy. Now, do our devices in our hands receive and connect with electromagnetic energy? And the way that social media companies work and these cellular device companies work is they actually hire attention engineers. You can look this up. It's pretty scary, but they hire attention engineers to keep us hooked, addicted to our phones. And that's just one thing. So our phones are constantly looking at our patterns, they're cross-sharing data, they're looking at the way we work, the way we think, the way we see things, what we like, what we don't like, and they're constantly adjusting with the algorithms to keep us hooked on these phones, to keep us showing us information that we are interested in, stuff that appeals to us so that we stay stuck on the black mirror. Now, I pulled up an NCBI study here. This is a real scientific article, and it says, we investigated the changes taking place in human blood pellets under the effect of electromagnetic radiation emitted by LCD monitors. So the devices in your hand right now, phones, tablets, computers, TVs, and the results were, in conclusion, the findings indicate that exposure to electromagnetic radiation may cause adverse effects within blood pellets, oxygen metabolism, and thus may lead to physiological dysfunction of the organism. So now you have to understand with a study, they're only capturing one angle of the entire spiel, right? But studies are funded, so science doesn't come without money, right? The studies, there has to be money behind it. So you have to understand that even one study is just an angle of the whole picture. But this study in itself is saying directly, blatantly, that the EMFs from LCDs are harmful to our biological state of being and us as humans. So is it really that far out to kind of think that besides all of this, that the same companies who create these devices have technology that they're not telling us about to pick up on our biofeedback, pick up on our thoughts? Well, let's look into what biofeedback is, because the patent does exist. It is a real thing, even though it might not be publicly aware and everyone might not know about it. Biofeedback is a very real thing. So this right here is an EEG headband, and it has EEG sensors that connect to your forehead and read your brainwaves in real time. And the thing about this is like a few $100s, right? And cost of production probably like $60, $100, if that. Pretty cheaply made, it seems, at least. But the point is, like, for this tiny little sensor right here these are the sensors. Those tiny little metal things, those are reading my brainwaves in real time and able to transmit data to my phone, Bluetooth completely with those tiny little sensors. So it's truly not that far out to think that there's technology inside of our phones that is picking up on biofeedback from our brains, brainwaves, data being. And even if that's not true, our phones have been programmed to collect data on us and then use that data to keep us on the phones longer and keep us addicted and promote certain patterns in society. So keep in mind that our devices in our hand are being used to program us. So be aware, stay on the conscious side of the internet. Remember your divinity. All love.